Welcome back to Studio. Students, today we are going to start the next part of the chapter Interior of the Earth. In this video, we will learn the following topics: structure of the Earth, the crust, the mantle, and the core. The analysis of seismic waves provide a complete picture of the interior of the Earth. On the basis of the following three discoveries were made that give us a complete picture of the interior. The first famous theory is of Andrija Mohorovici. Andrija Mohorovici was a Croatian geographist. He is better known for the Mohorovici discontinuity and is considered as one of the founders of modern seismology. The boundary between crust and mantle is called Moho's discontinuity, as you can see in this given picture. The second famous theory is of Benno Gutenberg. Benno Gutenberg explained the existence of shadow zone of earthquake. Benno Gutenberg was a German-American seismologist who made several important contributions to the science. He was a colleague and mentor of Charles Francis Richter at the California Institute of Technology, and Richter's collaborator in developing the Richter magnitude scale for measuring an earthquake's magnitude. By 1936, more sophisticated instruments became available that could record the P waves in a zone beyond 145 degrees from the epicenter. With these landmark discoveries, the overall structure of the Earth, as we know it, got the wider acceptance. So, let's see our first topic: structure of the Earth. The deepest anyone has drilled into the Earth is around 12 kilometers. We have only scratched the surface. How do we know what's going on deep underground? There are lots of clues. As the overall density of the Earth is much higher than the density of the rocks we find in the crust. This tells us that the inside must be made of something much denser than rocks. Meteoroids, created at the same time as the Earth, 4.6 billion years ago, have been analyzed. The commonest type is called a Ncert, and they contain iron, silicon, magnesium, and oxygen. Others contain iron and nickel. Iron and nickel are both dense and magnetic. The internal structure of the Earth is mainly divided into three parts: the crust, mantle, and core. So, let's see these types in detail. First, the crust. It is outermost part of the solid Earth. The thickness of the crust varies under the oceanic and continental areas. Oceanic crust is thinner. The mean thickness of oceanic crust is 5 km, whereas that of the continent is around 30 km. The crust is very thin, average 20 to 30 km. This does not sound very thin, But if you were to imagine the earth as a football, the crust would be about half millimeter thick. The thinnest part are under the oceans, which is known as oceanic crust. The thickest part of the continents are known as continental crust. The continental crust is thicker in the areas of major mountain system. It is as much as 70 km thick in the Himalayan region. It is made up of heavier rocks having density of 3 gram per centimeter cube. This type of rock found in the oceanic crust is basalt. The main density of material in oceanic crust is 2.7 gram per centimeter cube. The crust makes up the outermost solid shell of our planet. In relative terms, its thickness is like that of the skin of an apple. It amounts to less than half of 1% of the planet's total mass, but plays a vital role in most of Earth's natural cycles. The crust can be thicker than 80 kilometers in some spots and less than 1 kilometer thick in others. Underneath it lies the mantle, a layer of silicate rock approximately 2700 km thick. The mantle accounts for the bulk of the earth. The crust is composed of many different types of rocks that fall within three main categories as igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary. You will study about the rocks in your chapter 5 Minerals and Rocks. So let's move our next type of interior structure of the earth is the mantle. Mantle is the portion of the interior beyond crust is called mantle. The mantle extends from Moho's discontinuity to 2900 km. The upper portion of the mantle is called Asthenosphere. It extends inside up to 400 km. It is the main source of magma that finds way to surface during volcanic eruptions. It is in the solid state, but it is flowing. The crust and the uppermost part of the mantle together is called lithosphere. Third part of the interior of the earth is the core. The core mantle boundary is located at the depth of 2900 km. It extends from 2900 km to 6300 km depth. The outer core is in liquid state while the inner core is in solid state. The core is made up of very heavy materials, mostly nickel and iron. Outer core density is 5 gram per centimeter cube, and at the center of the earth at 6300 km The density value is around 13 gram per centimeter cube. Due to its component nickel and iron, it is sometimes referred to as Nephi layer. So student, it was our second topic, structure of the earth. We will know about the volcanoes and the volcanic landforms in our next video. So till then, keep watching SST Zone.